Hello everyone and welcome back to the brand new video. Today we're going to be talking about the 12th anniversary. If you're starting the game as a beginner, we get this free rerollable, resettable multi. You can get 10 legends and a super sugo unit, which are the top brass of characters in the game. So today I'll be ranking all these characters based on the 12th anniversary batch. Which characters do you want to go alongside them to make them even stronger? So stay tuned and let's get straight into it. So the first thing you need to know is that the first 10 characters that you get from this pool are going to be legends that have debuted in the last year. So these are very recent characters, but they are all regular legends. The 11th poster is the only one that is a super sugo unit. So let's just take a look at an example multi. These are the animations in the game. You can either have stars that are stagnant, like they're still, or they can be shooting stars. When you pull back, there's a chance that the stars will increase in number, which just means you have a higher chance of getting a really good legend. The dugong is also an animation. Same goes for the cat. The cat just means you're getting a legend. The dugong and the train mean you'll have a very high chance of getting a rate boosted character. As for when you pull back, there's a chance that the release turns into gold, which means you're getting a rate boosted character or a legend. And if it turns red with a red haki, it means you're getting a new legendary 6-star character. So once you pull back and let go, you can see gold in the tavern, which also means a higher chance of a legend or a rate boosted character. Now they did change this very recently to where you're guaranteed a legend for every single poster here. This is a massive change. Before, you could spend hours rerolling and only get a multi with 3 legends here in the middle, not a guaranteed 10. Now this Jumbe, I'm not going to talk about each individual unit just yet. This is just an example multi, right? But all these characters are going to be recent characters. I think in the last 2 years, not 1 year. I was mistaken. But yeah, you definitely don't want to get duplicates. But since you guaranteed legends on every single poster, rerolls should take very quick to get what you want. So here we're getting a very recent character that came out about 2 to 3 months ago. This Van Ogre. He is gonna go fairly well with the new 12th anniversary Blackbeard. So we're gonna have to consider that on the tier list. Christmas Uta. This is a 1 to 2 year old unit. Still very powerful. Now the Super Sugo on the 11th poster is probably the most important one. Not probably, it definitely is. Because there are so many amazing Super Sugo units that are going to go well with the new anniversary batch. So with the 12th anniversary, we are getting Emu and the 4 Emperors. Frankie. And then the 10th poster is Brooke, who came alongside that Frankie. Now let's see who is the 11th poster. On the banner, it showed a Gear 5 Luffy, but that is the first Gear 5 that ever released in the game. He is no longer very good. He is still like incredible for his utility effects. He gets around a lot of the debuffs the enemy gives you, as well as the enemy buffs that they have to protect themselves. But Luffy himself doesn't provide much damage these days. So he is not the character you should be looking for on this 11th poster. This Kuma came out for New Year's 2026 and is still an incredible character who works really well with the new buggy that's about to come out. So he's definitely someone you want to consider, but you only really want him if you do also get the Nika Bonnie and Luffy legend, which is a bit hard to get. So this is the red text I was talking about. This guarantees a new legend. If you go Gear 5 here on this pool, it guarantees you the Gear 5 Luffy on the banner, who, as I said before, you shouldn't be going for. So don't get too excited if you see the Gear 5 cut-in when you're doing these rerolls, because it just means you're getting that Luffy. Nothing too crazy. The only reason I say that this Luffy now isn't that good anymore, besides his damage output being a bit lower, actually quite a lot lower than modern day characters, is also because the new Blackbeard kind of also does the same thing that he does. So yeah, 12th Anni Blackbeard kind of invalidates that guy in a sense. Yeah, so this cut-in, it's great if you're actually doing multis on the 12th Anni Sugo. It means you're getting one of the new characters. But on this reroll multi, as you'll see in a moment, we're just gonna get Gear 5 Luffy. And there's the man himself. So yeah, his 6-star version, still a very powerful unit, but yeah, he's really not that anything special anymore. Oh wow, this was a busted multi. Never mind, you don't want this character whatsoever. But yeah, we got Nami, Vivi, Usopp, Lilith, two of some of the best regular legends in the entire game. Christmas, Uta, Emmett, Zoro's enemy, Mihawk, Vayne Ogre. Yeah, this is an insane multi, even though the 11th poster was a bit of a miss. What a weird multi. Full Dorian Broggies. This character is like a B tier character as well. Like, you really don't want this as a beginner. Absolute garbage. Yeah, very weird pull. I'm just gonna do this for a bit longer. I've already been re-rolling for like 40 minutes now, just so I can get every single unit possible, so you guys know exactly who to expect. Okay, so let's do the rankings. Okay, so these are all the regular legends that, from like dozens, I've done like probably 50 multis at this point. These are the legends that appear. I didn't see Nikabani appear. They should have appeared since the New Year's Kuma did. So the same with V2 Strength Saturn. Unfortunately, I didn't see them when doing these summons, nor did I see Kid versus Shanks. The last time I did rerolls on the step, Kid and Shanks was available, but I'm pretty sure they removed them for being too old. Which kind of sucks, because versus Shanks is really good with the new buggy. But for now, if you do the rerolls and you get Nikabani or V2 Strength Saturn on the final poster, then that is definitely worth keeping. The new Nikabani is still really good with the 4th Emperor Shanks from the 12th anniversary. As for the Saturn, it's going to go really well with Emu. So yeah, those characters are really good still. So I'm going to first go through these regular legends and then these Super Sugo units. Not a lot of characters here. I kept on getting the 5 elders over and over again. The OG elders. And then these characters as well. So if you see another character that isn't listed here, ask me in the comments and I will give you a rating whether they are B, A, S or SS tier. Now, what are the criteria I'm ranking on? How good is the unit by themselves? How good are the units with the new anniversary batch? And also, how good are they for beginner players? So, how many characters do they work with? For instance, if we have a Luffy character, he's going to be in very good standing because he works with a lot of characters. Mostly all of the Straw Hats. So, very, very good in that respect. So, first off, we're going to start off with Alba. Not Alba. What's his face? Mr. One, Dazbones. He's a B tier. Absolutely terrible legend. His utility is horrible. He synergizes with barely anyone. Terrible damage as well. This Mihawk is not a terrible pick whatsoever. Not really usable as a captain because he doesn't have any form of utility. He has good damage and cooldown, so it's good for speed farming. His special is where he shines though. He gives enemy increased damage taken by 2x through all immunities. He provides massive utility and also just very good damage overall. He synergizes with a lot of slasher units and cerebrals. That's why I think he's really good. But this Alba is easily S tier. I'm tempted to say SS, but he doesn't really go well with any of the new anniversary batch. But by himself, he is an absolute beast. His captain ability gets around 10 turns of Despair and Bind, which is 2 of the most common debuffs in the game. His special provides very unique damage, Wino orbs, which are very powerful. So overall, I think he's just a great character by himself. But since he doesn't synergize with any of the new anniversary characters, I'm gonna have to leave him in S tier. Then we have Emmett. This is the first SS character. He's actually a regular legend, which is very confusing, especially if you're starting the game. Emmett should be a limited character, but we're not complaining because this guy is still really good. The reason I'm putting him in SS tier is that he's actually very good to run with the new 12th anniversary characters. The ideal team for the new anniversary units is Captain Emu with the 4 Emperors as the subs. Now, when you run that combo, there's a few things that are missing. You have no way to get around resilience, and also, if we take a look at the new Blackbeard, he wants you to have a quick territory and a free spirit territory to get the maximum out of his kit. Blackbeard himself provides the quick territory, and as I've said multiple times before, territories can stack. So you run this Emmett to apply the free spirit territory, meeting the criteria. So he's very good synergy with these new batch characters. But not only that, he can be a frame captain. You can hybrid him alongside Emu. And the captain ability of Emmett is going to boost all of the new characters. The strength units, so Emu will get buffed, int units, the new Buggy, Powerhouse, the new Luffy, and Free Spirit, the new Buggy. And Shanks is also a strength unit, of course. So everyone's getting boosted by this guy's captain effect. He provides the HP guard buff, which allows you to get around the instant burn debuff, which no one else in the batch reduces. So Emmett is a great option. Like, definitely an SS tier option. Then we have Van Ogre. This character is easily the better of the two when it comes to Katarina Devon and himself. He does get around special rewind. He provides very unique damage buffs, like an advantageous class effect buff. If you don't know, an enemy for every boss is going to be weak to a certain class, taking double the amount of damage from them. This effect that Van Ogre provides essentially multiplies that increase to 4x. So very powerful unit. Gets around Despair and Special Rewind, which Blackbeard does not. So very powerful unit. This Katarina Devon is not too good. A very mid character, but she is going to synergize with the new Blackbeard, so we'll leave her in A tier. Sandersonia, Boa Sisters. This character is very recent, quite the powerful unit. Now, by herself, she is getting around bind and enemy threshold while providing a conditional attack boost. The only emperor that she would synergize with would be Shanks, because she's a strength cerebral. Shanks is also a strength cerebral who works with cerebral units mainly. The reason I wouldn't say it's too good is because Shanks also gets around bind and also is going to provide a conditional attack boost. So there's a massive clash between these characters. By herself, she's pretty good. She has the captain shift ability, which helps you get around the captain swap that the enemy gives you, which is very annoying because it can give you swap any of your sailors to your captain, which is very unreliable. It introduces a massive amount of RNG requirement. But overall, I'd say she's a very good character. She works with a lot of units. I think she works with strength, size, cerebral, and strikers. She does a lot, but just not synergizing with the new Shanks and none of the other new batch. So I'll leave her in A tier. Figureland has a massive buff thanks to the Emu now. This character is great to run as a captain for the 5 Elder team. The reason is that he gives us paralysis and special bind 10 turns reduced as a captain. But unfortunately for him, Emu already gets around special bind with his special, in which case paralysis is the only thing he's providing, and Jupiter, the worm elder, reduces paralysis as well. So this character, besides that, he's not doing much. He does like 2 million true damage, which goes through normal attacks only. He gives like an orb boost as well. But yeah, not very good. Unfortunately, he doesn't synergize too well with a new character. He's still not a terrible unit to have though, so I'll put him in A tier. The new Garp is pretty horrible. Also, I should be mentioning that I am considering Pirate Rumble in these rankings. So this Boa Sisters is kind of decent in Rumble, a bit of a niche character. Emmett is not very good in Rumble whatsoever. But he is really good in regular content. This Van Ogre is pretty decent on the Blackbeard Pirates Rumble team though, so I will be talking about Rumble going forward a bit more when I'm ranking these characters, right? This character is very tag specific and he gets around like threshold. He needs 3 Navy tag characters to work, but just overall not doing much. He gets around threshold as well. I'll leave him there with Figureland as well. Christmas Uta gets around, what is happening here? Christmas Uta gets around the most annoying debuff in the entire game, which is silence. It's essentially a debuff that prevents you from doing any kind of special, swap, captain action, anything besides a normal attack a unit cannot do when they have silence, and there's so few units in the game that remove it. And she also provides rainbow orbs, allows you to perform super tandem with them, provides enemy resistance down as well, I believe. So overall, she does a lot in regular content, but the main reason you want her is for Rumble. She's a very good utility unit in Rumble, so for that I'll have to put her in SS tier. Both in regular content and in Rumble, excellent unit. The sword character, I used this character very recently in the sword blitz battle. Overall, a very powerful unit. You want to have end of turn healing for this unit to get the most capabilities, but at the end of the day, as a captain, she reduces its own cooldown by so much that you can use her twice in the quest, and her special does quite a bit. It removes threshold, it gives the enemy set target status, which doesn't get affected by immunities. Very powerful unit overall. She also gives, I think, matching orbs, a full board of recovery orbs, which helps you get around hunger status as well. Very versatile unit. Also got a lot of buffs thanks to the new sword units like Garb Kobe and the legend Hibari. So I'll leave her there. Very powerful. Law Beppo, B tier. This character is very old. Doesn't do a lot in the special. Yeah, this unit came out at a very weird time. So it doesn't do much. Kind of came out when HP guard was a very new thing, and this unit focuses very much on survival, but doesn't provide much damage, and the utility is very niche with this unit. Not a very good captain either. Yeah, definitely deserves B tier. New Frankie, not new, he's like 4 or 5 months old by now, but he's very good against Super Boss. He's a great unit for the quick team. He's not good in Rumble whatsoever, but yeah, he does a lot of things. He provides so much damage. He gives the enemy defense down, set target status. What else does he do? He charges his own cooldown, so you can use his special twice in the same quest. Oh yeah, and he has powerful utility here. You can get a conditional attack boost, damage nullification reduction. Yeah, he's doing a lot. This character is very good. He reduces cooldown by 2 as a captain. Also switch effect gauges as well. Speed farming beast, boosting 2 classes. Potential to reduce bind by 3 turns. Very easy tag requirement these days. It can also reduce enemy threshold by 6 when he taps with a bomb or super bomb orb. Makes the crew immune to blow away. Yeah, this unit is doing so much. Honestly, I'm going to put him up to SS. He's just that good. Great in just any piece of content besides Rumble, I'd say. Then we have Brook. This unit's a lot more niche. He reduces his own special bind, I'm pretty sure, and special rewind. I'll take a look at him. But all I know is he's an S character. He's very good, but he's nowhere near... Also, that's a bit of a spoiler for the next video. But what is he doing? Brook. He's a very interesting unit. He reduces crew's HP at the start of the quest, which for a lot of characters is actually really good who want to work with a low HP. He is a massive for speed farming. Versus effect gauge and cooldown reduced by 3. Massive attack and HP boost. Very good beneficial orb enable. Extends all of these buffs by a turn. Color affinity, conditional boosts, and also a advantageous class effect buff. Actually, I think this is a conditional boost, right? So buffing or extending 3 very powerful damage boosting effects, and for a lot of characters who provide 2 turns of that buff, this will allow you to carry it over multiple stages. And he has a very easy tag requirement here, and you can get a 6.3x attack boosting captain. The main thing here is that he also reduces bind by 3 turns with the tag requirements, just like Frankie. He also reduces his own special rewind by 10 turns when it's rewinded. I used to think that this was for the entire crew when I first read his kit, but it's not that good. But still, overall, a very powerful captain doing a lot of things. He also gives the enemy 100% defense down, ignoring all immunities, which is so powerful. Reduces that silence I was talking about that Uta removes. Attack down by 6, color affinity. Yeah, he's doing a lot. Provides cooldown to the middle and bottom row characters by 3 turns. Chain multiplier boost as well. One of the most powerful and niche chain boosting effects in the game. He's just doing a lot. But I wouldn't say he's nearly as good as Frankie. A much more niche unit. So I think S is where he belongs. Bonnie, not doing much. Conditional boost merchant, terrible captain. Vegapunk, a victim to the tag system. His requirement for tags is so high, and even when you meet all of them, he's not doing much. Horrible unit. Burgess, you'd think he'd synergize with the new Blackbeard. He does not synergize with the new Blackbeard whatsoever. He does reduce attack down as a captain and reduces enemy threshold by 100%. So he doesn't remove the turns, he just makes the threshold useless for the enemy. So regardless of how many turns, that is a very powerful effect. I would say I think he's quite underrated, if I'm being honest. But he's definitely not on par with these units, so I'll put him here. Kid and Killer, I think this unit's quite underrated. Yeah, their special does a lot. They give everyone 2 turns of cooldown, getting around special rewind. Reduces enemies the rainbow shield by 7 turns. My bad, just had to sneeze. And then he provides either a chain boundary for 2 turns, or a color affinity for 2 turns, or a chain growth rate buff for 2 turns. So very versatile. He extends those buffs by a turn, allowing it to last over multiple stages. His swap effect is very powerful. He charges his own cooldown when he is rewinded. So this is how he gets around special rewind. Besides that, he also gets cooldown when he takes damage, so he's very easy to charge his special. You can use fodder mobs to take damage and then charge his cooldown very quick. But then also his super swap gives 3 turns of threshold reduction, an orb boost that's overrideable. We know how strong this is. If a character states that they provide an orb boost, but if they already have an orb boost gives a color affinity, then having an overrideable orb boost in state will allow that special to provide its own orb boost and color affinity. So the special will give both effects if you have an overrideable orb boost in that case. So overrideable orb boost not only is it strong just to regularly have, but it being overrideable is so powerful. He also buffs it, gives a full board of matching orbs because he makes them beneficial as a sailor. And then also reduces enemies resistance by 30%, an extra 1.3x damage. Yeah, he's doing a lot. He also reduces the special use limit duration, which the new Luffy and Blackbeard both remove in their captain effect. So this is going to be very prominent in this month of content and going forward, because I know they will be giving this debuff on a lot of stages. Therefore, him reducing it by 3 turns innately is just so good. Yeah, that was a bit of a long tangent, but I do think this character is worth S tier. But I feel like for a lot of people, I would need to justify it, so that's why I went into his kit. Next up, we have Bonnie. This unit is very forgotten, I would say. She doesn't do a lot. I think A tier is where she belongs. Yamato Otama, very similar situation. This Nami, I think, is quite a good character. She does a lot. She provides chain boundaries. She gets around some very common enemy buffs and crew debuffs, so I'll leave her there. Nami and Vivi, I think this character is incredibly powerful. She gives the enemy defense down to 0 through immunities with her swap effect, which is just crazy. She provides a chain boost, a massive orb boost. She also reduces versus effect gauge and switch effect gauge by 2 with the special, so very good for speed farming. As a captain, she gets around both paralysis and the special use limit duration debuff. And since she's a free spirit character and a cerebral, she synergizes with the new Shanks. She synergizes with the new Blackbeard. So yeah, this character is going to be very important in the next month of content, I believe, because as I said before, we will be seeing this debuff a lot more. And then she's also reducing paralysis by 10 turns, giving cooldown and these gauges 2 at the start of the quest. Massive damage. Beneficial orb enable. She reduces slot bind with her special by 7 turns, which is like the best slot bind reducing special in the game. Massive orb boost for all units in the game for 2 turns. This unit's just doing so much, right? Also reduces minimum chain attack down. She gets around all of the niche debuffs, but the niche debuffs that are on a lot of quests these days. And then she also is just going to give the enemy an increased damage taken. And give herself 9 turns of cooldown. So you can use a special twice in a quest. She's just really freaking good, man. Like, I definitely think she's an SS character. This Kuma, just for the fact that he gets around blow away with his special, I think deserves S tier because there's not many characters to get around blow away in this game. He also provides some good damage. As a captain, not very good. He only gets around the blow away as a captain, but you really don't need to run him as the captain to get around the blow away, since his special reduces it by 4 turns. So yeah, very good sub. Came out with this Vegapunk, so kind of also a victim to the tag system being introduced, but he's definitely way better. This Kuma, not very good. Very specific requirements for this character to be used. You need damage nullification for your crew, which like no units in the game provide. He only works if you have the strength rare recruit Kid Bonnie, but even then, like, he's not doing that much to warrant all that condition. Momo, horrible. I'm not even going to elaborate on that one. Usopp Lilith, easily the best character you can get from the regular pool. Yeah, every single game of this character is a beast. Super Boss, regular Kizuna. Of course, not in Treasure Map because they never boosted since they're not a Treasure Map legend. But great in Pirate Rumble, still such an amazing Rumble unit. Very versatile, reduces enemy damage nullification, provides so many different damage boosting effects, provides bomb orbs with the super swap, and extends buffs with the super swap. The captain ability is excellent. They can provide a 5-turn chain boundary at the start of the quest, or a 5-turn attack boost as a captain. They just excellent, bro. Like, there's no other way to call them. Just amazing characters. Now, this is the Gear 5 Luffy that you get on the featured character on the banner. This is just a super evolved version, which is why it looks different. I'm going to rank him based on his non-super evolved version. So the regular one that you get when you pull him, which is way better than the 6+ version. And that Luffy is still a S tier character, I would say. Very good utility. Still gets around most content in this game. Just not very good damage, and he has a lot of replacements these days. Besides that, I don't know why I started ranking the Super Sugos. We can save him for later on. Nami Sanji, this is definitely way worse than Usopp and Lilith, but still a pretty good character. Does a lot, provides some good damage. I'll leave them in S tier. They also provide the orb boost or chain boost with a captain ability by 5 turns at the start of the quest. But yeah, I mean, I never use this character. Terrible in Rumble as well. So I'll rather leave them in A tier, if I'm being honest. Dory Broggy, horrible unit, if I'm being honest. I just don't think they're good whatsoever. Halloween Uta, good in Rumble, decent in regular content, provides some very unique damage boosting effects like chain multiply growth rate, the tap timing based attack boost. Pretty good character. I would say she's S tier. Memory Sanji, definitely better than Memory Zoro, but still not a great character. I'll put him in A tier. Memory's Nami, A tier as well. She's pretty good, I'd say. Robin, I'd say, is an SS tier character. I'm genuinely being serious. This character is incredible. She provides incredible utility. Every type of chain buff in the game. So first off, let's look at the special. Barriers and damage nullification reduced by a turn. Incredible. Resilience by 7 turns. Resilience cannot be ignored by the carrot captain effect, which is the ability to ignore all enemy defensive effects. You cannot negate resilience like that, so very important to remove it. 1.5x chain growth rate buff. Chain multiplicative buff for 2 turns. Very powerful. And allows chain locks and chain boundaries to be buffed twice. So you first want to use your super special, which will give you the chain boundary, and then use the special to buff it. If there's more than 30k healing above your max before the special is used, ignores immunities and gives the enemy increased damage taken of 2.25x for a turn. If you don't meet that requirement, which is quite hard to reach actually, still gives increased damage taken, lower multiplier, and not 3 immunities. So this still definitely has uses. And then if you use the special already once in the turn, so you can use it twice in the turn thanks to this super special. And also, if you are running her as a sub, she also gives herself 10 turns of cooldown when any other Sai Cerebral or fighter captain uses their special. So you can use a special twice in the same turn. and then get that massive increase to your chain lock or chain boundary, as well as your chain multiplicative buff, going up to 1.75x. So overall, I think she's a great sub. And as a captain, she provides cooldown, so very good for speed farming, reduces burn, and also reduces damage taken. Or recovers damage taken in the previous stage. So she's nothing like game breaking, but her special is just so good. Partnered with the fact that you can use her twice in the same turn, or use her twice just in the quest in general. I think she's really good. Maybe not SS, but I would say the top of S maybe. Zoro, one of the worst legends ever released in this game. This Junbei, I would say, is on a similar tier to the Frankie. Both are great for the quick team in terms of damage provision. This Junbei is kind of a damage merchant, though. He doesn't do much besides damage, so I would say he's an S tier unit, not worthy of the same tier as Frankie. Carrot and Wanda, I hate this unit. Just use OG Quick Carrot or the Dex Cat Viper or Dex Dogstorm Sulong versions. This unit is essentially them, but with more restrictions, harder to use, boosts less characters, but still has some form of usage. At the end of the day, they can provide the ability to ignore all defensive effects, but you need to have a high HP for that to be provided, and this character reduces your HP significantly every turn as a captain. So you're going against the grain, it's very hard to actually get that effect, and their special is nothing spectacular either. Dofi and Sugar, this character provides a very good conditional boost since it can go through all immunities with their super swap. Now where would I put them? Oh wait, I was mistaken. I was thinking about the Moria and Perona, who we will talk about next. But this guy does provide the enemy or inflict the enemy with weakness, but it doesn't go through immunity. Weakness is a status effect that just flat increases your damage by 1.5x or 1.3x based on who is providing it, but it does become way stronger if the enemy also has increased damage taken. And the super swap does provide increased damage taken through all immunities, which is super powerful. It also reduces enemy attack, which is kind of useless, let's be real. This is useless if the character isn't the captain. You don't want to run this character as captain, really. They do remove special bind, but nothing else crazy in the captain effect. Overall, not a terrible unit. I think A tier is where they belong. Moria and Perona provides a guaranteed conditional attack boost. They inflict the negative status through immunity with their super swap, and then their special will give the conditional boost. They're fairly reliable for that, but I don't think they do anything else. Like, genuinely. Might be a conditional boost merchant. Just like the Bonnie I talked about earlier. So an attack boost as well, burn reduced and bind reduced by 6 turns. Okay, never mind, that's very good. Also makes recovery beneficial for all driven and cerebral characters. Most ships do not make recovery beneficial, so that's very good beneficial orb enable. As a captain, you definitely do not want to run this character, definitely not. But very powerful special. As a sub, I think they're more powerful than Dofi and Sugar for sure. Very powerful sub, actually. I'll leave them there in S tier. Then we have Garp, who only real usage was Pirate Rumble, but now with Emu providing the ability bind debuff, which will prevent him from activating his death hit, he's just not good anymore. His regular kit is terrible. His Rumble stuff has now fallen off, but he's still usable. I'll leave him in A tier. This Hancock is a chain boundary merchant. That's all she does. She provides chain boundary and a chain growth rate buff, and then reduces pain by 5 turns, which is a very annoying debuff, I will say, and not a lot of characters reduce it. But yeah, I mean, you're just never using this character, right? She's not terrible though. I'll leave her in A tier. Then finally, Kuzan. Now this character is very good, I think. You can use his special multiple times in the quest. He reduces paralysis and burn, provides multiple damage boosting effects. Pretty decent as a captain. I'll put him in S tier. Now, I haven't considered this, but a lot of these characters are being provided for free from a choose a selectable pool. I'm pretty sure Usopp and Lilith is available from that. Same with this Kuzan. So I will just need to go through that after this video. But I'll see which characters are going to be given out for free, and I'll talk about them in the comments. So check out the pinned comment for important information. But that's it for the regular legends. Let's talk about the Super Sugos. So I spoke about Luffy earlier. He's still an S tier unit. This character is SS tier. The reason I say that is because they synergize so perfectly with Buggy, bro. Not Buggy. What's his face? Actually, it is Buggy. So this Buggy, you want to be running slasher units. Roger Eligaban is a slash unit. They both also int, so there's a bit more synergy there. Not only that, but this Buggy as a captain, when you have 4 more slashes, will reduce enemy damage reduction to 0%. The damage reduction will still be there. It's just not going to remove the turns. It just makes the enemy's damage reduction useless. I've talked about this in a previous video, but this is way stronger than just removing it for 2 reasons. For one, it doesn't matter how many turns the enemy's buff is. Even if it's a 99-turn damage reduction, this will still work perfectly. Also, if you have a damage reduction based attack boost based on the enemy's damage reduction, you will still get an extra 1.7x damage from that buff, even if the enemy has a 0% damage reduction thanks to this effect. But then Roger and Gaban, they provide a threshold reduction by 100%. So these two go so well together, amazingly. And then Roger Gaban provides a color affinity buff. This guy is going to provide a set target, a territory, what else? A regular attack boost. So they synergize so well. And in Rumble, this guy's still really good for his death hit. He does a lot of damage. Once again, Emu will counter him by disabling his death hit, but still a really powerful character in Rumble and regular content. But just because of his incredible synergy with the new Buggy, I have to put this guy in SS tier. Definitely worth picking up from that 11th poster. This unit really fallen off. Doesn't synergize with any of the new anniversary characters whatsoever. Just in general, not a very insane character these days. They still do a lot. They're a really good character, don't get me wrong, but when you compare them with every other option in the 11th poster, easily the worst one. The new Kuma, well, New Year's Kuma SS option, just still an insane unit. Amazing in Rumble, especially now with the Buggy. So once again, both of these characters just synergize so well with Buggy. But this character provides the captain with 17 turns of cooldown and himself with 17 turns of cooldown. So you can use his own special twice, which is like one of the most powerful specials in the game, mind you. And then also allowing the captain to use his special twice. So in regular content, this guy's a beast. In Rumble, this guy's a beast. Definitely one of the best options. This Luffy, he's a really powerful unit. He's way better than this Psy Gear 5 in terms of damage output. He also provides really good utility. He negates special rewind as a captain. His special gets around enemy threshold, I believe. No, his special gets around special bind. So his captain gets around rewind here. His special gets around special bind. So very powerful overall. But we have to remember the new Emu is reducing special bind. He is a quick fighter powerhouse. And obviously you can't use him on the same team with the new Gear 5 unless you're running him as a friend unit. He's a very powerful captain. He also reduces his own special bind as a captain, so he can remove the special bind on himself as both a sailor and as a captain, which is really good. Good cooldown, charging versus effect and switch effect gauges, still massive multipliers, buffs, attack and orb boost by 1.2x. Yeah, he's still a incredible unit. A territory for quick. Unfortunately, the new Blackbeard already provides the same territory, quick, for 3 turns. So unfortunately not really working with the new Blackbeard. He's not free spread either way, so terrible synergy there. Yeah, he's not synergizing really well with any of the new characters. He's not Cerebral, he's not Dex, he's not free spread, nor is he Slasher, right? He's a really good character by himself, though, still. So I really do think he's an SS. Let's be real. But he doesn't synergize with any of the new characters. He clashes with these characters because Shanks already reduces special rewind. Emu reduces special bind. But he's such a good standalone unit. But I would say he's definitely an S option by minimum for the 11th poster. Now we get to the 5 elders. This is where it's interesting, because the new Emu needs at least one other 5 elder to work really well. So now you have to evaluate which elder is the best. So let's say we are running the 5 elder team with the new Emu. Emu gets around special bind, which none of the elders get around, which is really good. Marcus Mars is easily the best when it comes to Power Rumble of the new units, especially since you can use him with the Strength V2 Saturn and the new Emu on a Rumble team. And he's also probably the best of the elders in terms of regular content, besides the V2 Saturn and V2 Nustro. Jupiter is also just so insane, bro. The utility he provides is still out of this world. And the big drawback for Jupiter is that he forces himself out of the quest, but Emu makes it so that he can't be forced out. So the only drawback to this character is now gone. So I definitely say these two are the best elders to synergize with the new Emu. V1 Saturn definitely has fallen off heavily. V2 Saturn is just so much better. This guy's really not doing much. All he's doing is reducing attack down and getting around enemy damage reduction. Nustro, he provides an attack and orb boost, reduces enemy defense up, and gets around bind. But I would say he's not nearly as good as these two guys, especially in Rumble now. I don't think he does a lot of damage still, don't get me wrong, but just not at the same level as these guys. In War Carry, I'll put him in the same tier as the Ethan Barrow, Nustro. He reduces bind as from his special. He provides a massive color affinity. He gets around enemy damage limiter. But the new Emu is going to remove damage limiter anyways, so this captain ability is kind of pointless. Besides that, I think he removes threshold as well. But yeah, in Rumble, he's still great on quick teams. He could be used with the new Blackbeard, perhaps. But easily the most underused of the 5 elders. Like, no one uses this guy in regular content. I never use him. And I pulled him on his debut. That's roughly what I would say the rankings are. Tell me your thoughts if you are a veteran player. Do you agree with my rankings? For new players, tell me if there's a character I missed, if Nikabani or V2 Saturn is in the 11th poster pool and I just got really unlucky, or if any of the regular pool characters I also missed. As I said, I will give you the ranking in the comments down below. But let me know what beginner content you want to see next, what 12th Anni content you want to see. But that's going to be it from me. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. I'm out.